Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2020, episode number 20. After a slow start to the season, team rebounded. It's 4-4. It's early. It's only 8 games. A lot of season left to play. We're only about 10% of the way. Let's go ahead and continue on with some early season action. And of course, this season, I'd really like to, let's say, up the pace a little bit as to where we've been through the first couple of seasons with this one. Quick look at some early standings. A lot of teams have games this day. Magic 5-1, but 5-0 at home. So a bit of an early home game stretch for them. Blazers 6-1 for them, 3-1 on the road. So they've played quite a few on the road. Nets just 1-5 to start the season. Thunder 2-5 to start the season. Rockets are 6-2, and outside I have a raccoon climbing the fence. Cavaliers 0-7. Sorry, I'm sitting right next to my window. Can't help it. All right, 4-4 Sonics up against the Grizzlies. We are just 1-3 on the road. Make that 1-4. Bagley with a big day, 21 points. Walker with 18. But we just cannot seem to get very many wins on the road thus far in the early days of this season. Cavaliers got their first win, now 1-7. Hornets also 1-7. The Lakers 6-2 in the early days of the season. Blazers still winning, and as are the Rockets. We'll keep an eye out for the box score on that one. Meanwhile, we go back to 5-5, beating Oklahoma City on the road. That always is a revenge kill every time we get them, as they are the former Sonics. Blazers winning big, 129-105. Let's check the box score for ours and kind of get an idea of the impact of the players. First off, 36-22 was the first quarter score, so we took care of the game early and then just held them off. Bagley 6 for 10 shooting, 10 boards for him in the double-double performance. Barnes playing 35 minutes, going 3 of 7. He's not getting a ton of shots, but his 9 points, and you can really see that it was the starting 5 with the plus-minus that really got the job done in this particular game. The bench not doing so well. Big negatives out there outside of the garbage time by Bull and Torrey Craig. Buddy Hield off the bench, though, playing pretty well. 5 of 8, 12 points. It's weird to see him coming off the bench, but long term, that really is where we are. Jake Walker, 7 for 12. De'Aaron Fox, 13 of 22. Just 3 of 9 from free throw for him. That's pretty bad. 17 assists, though, in the 32-point performance. Again, 5 turnovers, 3 fouls, 6 missed free throws. So it wasn't all that great for Fox on the day. But Willie Cauley-Stein, I love that type of efficiency. This is what I like to see out of players. He gets a double-double, 19 points, 11 boards. He adds 5 assists, he has 4 steals, just a few fouls, out of 33 minutes, but 9 for 11 shooting. Efficient. I love that out of post players. If post players are only hitting 50%, then something is very, very wrong. So, great day from the field, 54%. So, offensively, really, really getting the job done. A strong performance by the team on that one. 60 points in the paint to their 26, but only 10 second chance points. Well, not much in terms of misses. But at the same time, it's not all just paint presence, because we had 23 fast break points. That is looking like my varsity basketball team that I'm coaching. Actually, I can't say much. Our first game of the season is tomorrow, but I think offensively, they're going to have a lot of fast break points. They're going to have a lot of points in the paint. And a lot of up-tempo, efficient shooting is what we're aiming for. Good offense. Still need some work on our defense, though. Anyway, let's get back to it. Push things forward a little bit further. In fact, let's go ahead and play a week Lakers with another win. They're 8-2. We get a win, 6-5 against Orlando, who started strong, 6-1, but they are now down to 6-4. Golden State rebounding a bit this year. We beat the 9-2 Portland team, so just the second loss for Portland. We're winning at home almost every game that we're playing. We're just struggling on the road. Uh-oh. We got a ding-ding. What's the ding-ding message? Team incident report. Okay, so the rumor is that Marvin Bagley III and Justin James were arguing a bit, but cooler heads finally prevail. Still might not be a bad idea to keep an eye on the situation. Both players' attitudes have dropped as a result. Not a fan of that, but that's not the worst. Go ahead and clear that out. And one thing I really want to keep an eye out for this season is a potential trade. We do have a couple players that can be moved a bit this season. But looking at the conference tables, it's the Hawks in the East at 9-3 leading the way in the early days. 76ers 8-3, Bucks 7-4. Actually, a very tight contest. For once, you have 8 teams in the East above 500. That's such a rare feat for them, but you don't have to look too far to see where all those wins are coming from, as there's a few teams that are really sandbagging here early on. Lakers 10-2, Blazers 9-2. We knocked them off the top step with that win. Jazz 8-4. The Warriors, the Suns, the Clippers all looking really strong. 7-5 is the mark. In fact, we are 7-5 and not even in the playoffs right now. We're in the 9th seed at 7-5. So the West is looking as good as ever. Grizzlies, Mavericks right there. Pelicans, T-Wolves. Only 2 teams that are really struggling early on here in the West. T-Wolves, Pelicans. We'll see how they do down the stretch. Pelicans have lost 5 straight, so they were 4-3. But I'm going to go ahead and push one more week, and then it's going to be time to start looking at a potential trade. There's really only one on the cards as we go 8-5 now. Another home victory here. That was the end of the week. Can we actually do a week this time? Let's go for it. Lose to Atlanta on this one, but that's a good Atlanta team. They're 10-4. Walker had 22 to lead us in scoring. Okay, another early stop, but let's go ahead and make our first look into a potential trade for the year. Now, I have a little more trade bait than I've had in the past. For one thing, Harrison Barnes, pretty overly paid, high commodity though. I mean, he is certainly a strong player, and he is getting the start at the power forward, at small forward right now. But it's kind of where I'm looking. That's what I'm looking to fill, is get a small forward. Not looking for draft picks. We are looking for something to boost the team now. So Barnes, possible move, but he's still got another year on the deal, so he won't be easy to move, especially at 29. Dedmon, though, final year of his contract, so an expiring contract. That's a very movable piece. Finally, Dedmon I've been wanting to get rid of for ages, but we can finally offload him. Corey Joseph, another one. And these guys are both at 32 and 30. They're in the early days. So 2 expiring contracts are something that you can use to go out there and pick up something from somewhere. Torrey Craig, 2-year deal, so that's going to be harder to move, but could be something to add in. Swanigan or a Bull might be able to be moved. And I do have some picks. We have just our first round for this coming year, and then we have both of our picks for the 2 following years. So I'm a little reluctant to use the first round pick from the coming year, but maybe the following year could be something we could move along with those guys. So $25 million. That puts us around a max contract. So we might be able to pull in a max contract from somebody. Specifically looking at maybe a small forward. You've got Hunter or Reddish, both players not max contract, but both guys at 3 stars already. And let's see, Josh Jackson, do they have anything? No. Jason Tatum. Now there's an option. Okay, he's in the contract range that we need. He's got a long-term deal. He's just 23. 4-star player right now. So Tatum is somebody that we could maybe get after. And I think, yeah, salary cap legal. But apparently he is too good for what we're offering in return. So we would need to sweeten the deal a bit more. And I'm not sure I have the pieces. No, $2.5 million is already too much. So we would need like a Marc Gasol, but Marc Gasol might be a little too good. Barea could be a throwaway piece. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to get a deal done for Bagley here soon. Also, can't forget about that. I need to get him re-signed. Justin James. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to get a deal done. Even 2 first-round picks. They don't even like 2 first-round picks. So no, this is not a deal that's going to take place here. We're not going to get Tatum. There's nothing we can offer them that we want to have be part of the deal. Picture Washington, Kendrick Nunn. Bulls. I think we might have to wait to a point in the season where there's teams that are doing poorly, looking like they're going to miss the playoffs, and have guys on the trade wire that are looking for a pick and looking to offload some contracts. Otto Porter, 28, 14 mil. Just 3 stars, though. Surprised he hasn't developed. So we'll make a couple looks here, but I think we're going to quickly move on and just kind of continue the season. Because like I said, I'm thinking that it's going to take a little closer to the trade deadline and a little closer to teams that are ready to tank and play the lottery and have the expiring contracts of these guys, want to free up some cap space for next season to splash the free agent market. Excuse me. Still on the mend from let's see, T.J. Warren. No, not going after that one. Still on the mend from what became pneumonia. nasty cough. Paul George, he's at 31. He's making a ton of money. I don't think we have anything to move to really bring in George or Kawhi. But you would think that one of them could be expendable. Just because they have two world-class players at the same position. Personally, I'd rather have Kawhi than George. Let's just see. What could we do? We're looking at 2 first-rounders at least. We still haven't even hit the money necessary to match that, so we would need, like Bagley? Or could we throw in Barnes? No, 2 first-round picks and Barnes doesn't even get us salary cap legal or anywhere near what we need to match, which is about what I figured. Nice if we could say pick up LeBron for a couple seasons, but I think our young core is not going to be ready for a championship in 2 years. At least I don't expect them to be. Well, we have not exhausted all of our options. But it's surprising how few players at the small forward position there are that are even good enough to make a move on. There's nothing out there. It's slim pickings. And apparently the teams realize how good those players are. That have them, they understand that there's not much to choose from. Dang, Williamson already 5 stars. Ingram might be a top target for us, and the Pelicans are struggling a bit. Three stars. That's a joke. Okay. What could we do? What could we do with an Ingram? Well, definitely a first-round pick, and we are the ones that are over on salary. So what do they have? What do they have that we could get into this deal somehow? Williams looks like a bad contract that they would want to move. Monty Morris could be. It's not a bad player. I think they might value him, actually. They're more likely to want to move like Derek Favors or something. Or Holiday. Yeah, I really think that the only contract that they might want to move is Derek Favors. So Derek Favors, do we want to straight swap a better contract like Willie Cauley-Stein? A couple years younger, that gets us salary cap legal, but that still keeps us in the advantage. Cauley-Stein's a couple years younger, It's a better contract. He's making $5 million less, so it's not exactly a great deal for us. They get the advantage in the Cauley-Stein Favors swap. $5 million and 2 years. But a first-round pick and these guys for Ingram feels like about all I would be willing to give. I'm not sure there's something out there that I'm in favor of giving up beyond what we're already given here. So we're going to have to go with a no. All right, well, that's our first taste of the market. We got through the first half of the alphabet, but I think we're going to have to wait a month or two until teams are ready to make a move. I think those guys are going to be trade deadline. Their value is going to go up a lot more as we get closer to the trade deadline than it is right now. On the road at the Raptors, they're just 2-5 at home, and we do get the wins. So finally, just our third win on the road this season. Beasley off the bench had 24 points. Great day for him. Rockets perfect 8-0 at home, just 2-5 on the road for them. Blazers got the win. And as we approach 500 on the road, if we can win here, we would hit it. We don't. Let's say that was going to be a big step if we could be a 500 team on the road and then play well at home. We'll easily make postseason, but still a little iffy on the road. 3-5 is not bad. The Knicks, that's a little closer. They're just 4-3 at home. But yeah, we can't even beat the Knicks on the road. I mean, come on. New York. I know, they got plenty of fans. Grieving fans. Decades of grief. What has gone wrong with that franchise in the last 20 years? Carmelo Anthony, that's part of what went wrong there. Putting your hopes and dreams in him. I know he's playing for the Blazers these days, and in a way he's actually helping them. But, I mean, when you had Anthony Tolliver after a billion injuries, and you got to rely on Tolliver, yeah, Carmelo Anthony actually is an upgrade compared to that, but cannot say that I have any support of Anthony as somebody who really adds quality. Now, somebody who's making, $2 million right now for the Blazers, I think that's fantastic, right? Somebody who's making max contract, Anthony's not worth it at all. Another road game, so we continue our road stretch here. Can we finally get a win on the road? We do, back to 10-8. Cauley-Stein stepping up big. So 10-8, 6-2 at home. That's where we're getting it done. We really should be winning this next game. The Pistons struggling, and yeah, we crush them. So that's good. Cauley-Stein on the stat sheet again at the top. Go check that box score. 42, 22 points in the paint, 23-3 on fast breaks. Again, starting 5, playing well. Walker, poor day for him, just 2 of 13. But Cauley-Stein efficient again, 6 of 9. Bagley, 4 of 5, so our post players taking good shots and finishing well. Everybody on the team scored. Not a big scoring day. Fox, highest scorer on the team with just 21. So that was balanced. And in terms of Detroit, well, it was Blake Griffin's show. But outside of his work, nobody else on their team getting anything done. Jackson off the bench with 11. Just 3 of 10. Alexander, 1 of 12. Kennard, 1 of 6. Bullock, 1 of 5. Drummond, 2 of 9. They shot 30% from the field. That's nice. Of course, that was not exactly a good team right now in Detroit. Pelicans, tough game, but we do get the job done. And at 12-8, we're now looking a bit better. Winning 60% of our games. So, Blazers 15-4, still perfect. 9-0 at home. Got some news. What is it? Scouting update. Weldon Gray. Not terribly impressed. Alright, now. Update on the standings. Let's just take everyone at this point. It is the Blazers with the best record of 15-4. Clippers, 76ers, Lakers, Suns all looking really good. Hawks not far behind. Warriors pretty strong at 12-7 for them. There we are, 12-8. Wizards 11-8. Knicks are 10-8. Wow, the Knicks are 10-8. Okay, here's where things start to level off and then drop, and it's really just the Hornets that are throwing up a real stink bomb to start the season. Wow, the Thunder too. Back on the dashboard side of things, Fox 22 a game, Walker's getting about 17 a game, Bagley just about 17 a game. Fox, 8.5 assists. Corey Joseph coming off the bench, backup point guard with about 4 per game, and Walker getting about 3.5. Bagley, 9 rebounds a game. Cauley Stein, 8.5. And then Walker getting 5.5, so stepping in, cleaning up. We are getting 109.3 points per game. So the offense is definitely looking good. Assists, 23 a game. Rebounds, 45. Nearly 5 blocks per game, nearly 10 steals per game. And we are heavy favorites against Golden State. Player impact, our pie chart, it's Fox 19% on the efficiency, Walker 13, Barnes just 8.5, Bagley though 16, and Cauley Stein 13. Again, that's that small forward position. I'd love to have Barnes as a 6th man instead of starting at that small forward. That's the piece. That's the one piece we are missing. Buddy Hield, great job off the bench. Dedmon doing all right off the bench. And then it's the rest of the team just filling in. All right, we do have some expiring contracts this year. Definitely going to have to look into that. But the big thing is Bagley. As long as I get Bagley re-signed, we're good. I'm not going to do it right this second, but 3.5 stars, 4-star potential. Still some big progress to be made in rebounding for him, shot blocking, but otherwise he's starting to get pretty close. But he works the post well. I'm not a fan of how much he uses the mid-range there. But he's focusing more on the post-up than he will on a pull-up jumper just before. Catch and shoot, a 6. So definitely a player we want to hang on to. He is very much a key piece for us. 2nd pick just a few years ago. So not top player, but very much an important piece to what we're doing. And the scoring still has potential to go up a bit more. So he could be a 20-point-a-night kind of guy in the near future. So that's something that we need to be willing to pay for. I'm not worried about where we're at cap-wise. So we'll give him what he wants pretty quick. We won't work it too hard like we did with Fox last season. And then we ended up giving Fox everything anyway. But as Walker continues to improve, as Bagley improves, right, the core, it's just about all there. It's really just small forward. One position to upgrade. And like I said, I'm willing to give up some draft picks for that. So if we can upgrade that one position, I think we could be a contender. Not right now. Like Walker still needs to develop, Bagley still needs to develop. We're still a year or two away on those guys hitting that mark, hitting that point. But if we could add that one piece without giving up any of the core, then yes, we could potentially have a championship-winning team here in the not-too-distant future. Not this year, though. Not this year. But could we get a little deeper in the playoffs? Absolutely. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.